All right, hello. Journey to Heaven, Counsels on the Particular Duties of Every Christian by Saint Tikhon of Zadonsk, Bishop of Voronezh and Eletz. All right, so we're Journey to Heaven, Part 3, Chapter 7, on Pride. Quote, "Pride is the most abominable sin," end quote, but also rarely recognized because it hides deeply inside us. And when we don't know ourselves well, is how it starts. Quote, "A tree is known by its fruit," end quote. So what are the fruits of pride? 1. Seeking honor, glory, attention, praise, awards, status seeking, wanting to rule others, angry and bitter when denied. 2. Complaining, displeasure, cussing, and angry when not honored. It may result in suicide sometimes. 3. Takes on too much work and can't finish the job or manage it. I have a problem doing that. 4. Interference in what others do, wants to tell others how to do things but doesn't know himself because he's so blind to his own pride. 5. Bragger, boasts of himself and what he's done for the world instead of shortcomings. Proclaiming both are shameful. The silence is best. 6. Humiliates others. He ignores or fails to focus and correct his own sins. See Romans 3:23. 7. He won't submit to authorities or parents. They always strive to seek and accomplish desires. Yeah, I was definitely guilty of that growing up, and I still struggle with that sometimes. 8. They claim all they have as their own, and they fail to give credit to God. 9. He hates being corrected or rebukes. He thinks he's good despite all his failings. I don't like to be rebuked. I don't mind being corrected. I prefer it's done nicely, but even when it's not done nicely, if I deserve it, I appreciate it. I have fallen in the trap of trying to do some of these things. So 10. He lacks patience and is irritated and complains and cusses when suffering losses and problems in life. Now, I definitely fell into that this week with my low testosterone. I was kind of in a mood. 11. Displays his pride in word and deed and is pompous. Quote, "For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of God," end quote. Luke 16:15. Quote, "For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased," end quote. Luke 14:11. Humility is opposite pride. As ugly as pride is, humility is beautiful. Quote, "Whence even the most holy Theotokos says of herself, for he hath regarded the low estate of his handmaiden." Luke 1:48, end quote. Humility grows as pride leaves a man. Quote, "Pride is darkness, but humility is light," end quote. As we learn about ourselves, we may easily discover our sinfulness in humility, and the more we grow in humility, the more pride goes away. Quote, "We are born naked and with a cry. We live in calamity, misfortune, and sins. We die with fear, disease, and sighing. We are buried in the earth and return to the earth. There it is not evident where the rich man lives, where the poor, where the noble, and where the lowly, where the master and where the servant, where the wise and where the foolish. There they are all made equal, for they all return to the earth. Why then should earth and corruption be conceited?" End quote. Quote, "Beloved Christians, let us know our misfortune and wretchedness, and humble ourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time." 1 Peter 5:6. End quote. Christ humbled himself even to the point of being mocked, tortured, and put to death by the creatures he created. It's therefore shameful for a Christian to be proud when their Christ is so humble. There's nothing more unbecoming a Christian than pride, and nothing demonstrating Christianity than humility, more than humility. Quote, learn from me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. Matthew 11:29, end quote. Quote, for God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. 1 Peter 5:6, end quote. So that is the end of that chapter. And I obviously have some work to do. Some of these things I have been granted to improve on over time throughout my life. I'm not as rebellious as I used to be. I'm much more peaceful and calm and patient most of the time. But as we age and we get weaker and our hormones get all messed up, in my case, and other people have different ailments that make things more challenging, it does become more difficult in a variety of different ways. So I think it's a mistake to put things off until you're old. I learned that from experience. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Forgive me, one of the side effects of low testosterone is my mind is foggy and I get forgetful. So, I don't remember what I was going to say. Please pray for me, a sinner. God bless. Over and out.